Dude, it's my first live stream, guys. Oh my goodness. Welcome, 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 welcome. I have no idea what I am doing right now. W's in the shot. Grazie. Grazie, grazie, grazie. Big bomba clatta.
How niggas can't see me in public, I'm driving an all-chrome Maybach. With all of the money and fame, I still can't get my kids back. With all of the money and fame, I still don't get to see my children. Niggas see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be feeling. So I became a Nazi, yeah, bitch, I'm the villain. Nigga, how here
We're gonna have a good stream. I don't know if we're gonna get anyone in here, but we're gonna cover some really good things. It's gonna be fun, and I'm keen for the week ahead. All right, it's my first stream on YouTube. I'm thinking about running these, and I'm kind of gonna just open up some conversation. You know what I mean? I want to get to know you guys. You guys get to know me. We can talk about the political and economical state of the world, and we can also then dive into the state of what is occurring in the world, but we can also dive into how to actually navigate said things, right? Because I know a lot of you guys sit there and you think, oh, this person did this and that person did that, but all that really matters at the end of the day is God first and foremost. Second most is getting in your bag and actually just living a life that you enjoy, right? And that's what the fuck I'm here for. So first things first, I want to get you guys to have a really good understanding of me. Who am I? What do I do? What the fuck? What are we even doing here? All right. So things that I believe in. If you got vaccinated, your opinion doesn't count. If you're out of shape, your opinion doesn't count. Something that I always personally do in my life, is I like to have conversations, open dialogue, and I like to look at the outcome of said opinion, right? So if someone has an opinion, and you look at them and you're like, you're chopped, or you're fat, or if I don't want to live your life, I'm not going to listen to your opinion. That's something that I've always lived by, and it's something that I personally, how I operate, and I think everyone should operate like that. You know what I mean? But that being said, that means if you're out of shape, if you don't have a bag, if you're not an interesting person, if you don't have charisma, respectfully, people don't need to give a fuck about your opinion. Hence why I'm here to help you accumulate all of those things, right? Get charisma, get confidence, get a bit of motion, get a bit of money, and then our opinions will matter, all right? So first things first, I guess my philosophy behind life is you should spend all of your time constantly progressing in the direction of self-actualization, right? You should always be progressing to be the best version of yourself in all aspects of life, not just financially, not just physically, not just spiritually, but all of them, right? Spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. So life is a constant ebb and flow of you getting to where the fuck you need to go, right? And that's a beautiful thing, right? But if you're not progressing and you're not developing, stagnation, low key, is death. Unfortunately, it is death. So that being said, I'm going to teach you guys how to avoid stagnation, learn the skills you need to learn. So what are the essential skills to business? Grab a notepad, write this shit down, yeah? Fuck you mean. The 3 essential skills would be the ability to sell. You taking notes, my friend? Of course you're not. I've not given you time, so hurry the fuck up. Get your pen and paper. Fucking write some notes down, okay, before I crash out. So the first skill we need is the ability to sell. Why do we need the ability to sell? What the fuck for? I'll tell you why. Because we live in a world where most people are trading their time for money. Right? Now, hold on 1 second. Before I get in my bag, I'm just going to put a Instagram story up. saying that I'm live on YouTube right now and dropping the link. How can I share this stream? I've not done this before. Share? Oh, got it. Fuck you mean, big bomber glad. Big batty gal one fuck pun kyoki. Just bear with me. If you're in here, just bear with me right now. Ask a question, hit me up. I don't fucking. Let's get active in the chat, boys. Let's get active in the fucking chat. I'm gonna fucking. Is it bad that when I need to get a link from my laptop to my phone, I just DM it to myself on WhatsApp? Is it bad? Of course not. And who the fuck are you to tell me anything anyway about if it's bad or not? You really no one. Hold on, I gotta get a stream pic. Hold on, I gotta get a stream pic. Bomba Club! We have the first chatter. Oh my goodness, my first viewer. You guys don't know how I feel right now. Hold on, I just gotta put this story up. Shh. Get some people in here. Numbers. Digits. I'm good. How we doing? STEM accelerators. You run some sort of business. Is that right? Alright. Story's up. Let's get some people in there, bitch. Let's get some people in this bomba clat. Also, another thing. I think I learned how to. Yeah! I learned how to. Hold on. Let me get it started. Yeah, I learned how to share my screen and shit as well, cuz. Yeah. So what we're going to cover today, because I was just writing this shit down, but boom. Screen sharing this motherfucker. You guys aren't actually ready for from the type of bag that I am about to get into in this bomber clad. You get me? So now I learned how to share my screen and shit, so we can react to stuff. What else can we do? We can react to stuff. I can like make a Miro board. I can just divulge into a bunch of different political topics and things of this nature. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about the political and economical state of the world. We're going to talk about our feelings potentially. We're going to talk about the different political events in the world. Potentially get a little bit. We'll talk about Israel. We'll talk about the conflict in Gaza. It's going to be a movie, guys. So first thing I wanted to talk about is the shout out Nelly in the chat. Shout out all my tokos. I know I said it wrong, but I don't care. I just don't. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we're going to get into that bag as well, because actually the first thing I wanted to cover is I just wanted to like put a few things on this piece of paper right here. Oops, I'm trying to control it by the... Okay, so my beliefs. So I don't care. I can turn that up. Volume low, turn it up. Am I getting louder? Am I louder per se? You can hear me? Am I chilling? Turn the volume up on your fucking computer, guys. It's not that fucking hard. So I don't care about your opinion if you are vaccinated. Wait, you can see this? Yeah, you can see this. Atheist. Because we need to have a serious conversation. And like I said before, for those of you that weren't here, it's always good to analyze someone, right? If they have an opinion, analyze the outcome of said opinion. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Yeah, if you're atheist, if you're vaccinated, I think that's the main two. Oh no, fat and or slash. Nelly, this is you as well. I'm talking directly to you, bro, because if you're any of these things, I really don't care about your opinion. But like my beliefs, God is the most important thing. Also, is this like problematic? That's not problematic. I think that's fair. That's fair. We got Dylan Marley in the chat as well, guys. Let's go. I like the balance of ethnicities that we got in this thing right now. Like, okay, so we got Polynesian, Papua New Guinea in the chat as well. So nice. Shout out the LGBTQ plus community if they're in here as well. Shout out to you guys. I'm not prejudiced, I swear. This is pretty much it, actually. That's pretty much all my beliefs. Hold on, let me. Guys, it's actually so cool. I feel like I have so much power right now. Like, I feel like I could just do whatever the fuck I want to do. First thing I wanted to cover was pretty much like the essential skills to life, right? Fundamental belief system is that, right? But the beliefs, this is my beliefs towards how to actually live a good life, because I personally believe you should spend, I said this before you guys got here, but I put up a story, people start to come in and shit. I think that majority of your time and majority of your life should be spent working towards self-actualization, right? There's this version of you in your head that is like just the best spiritual, mental, physical, everything version of yourself. And that's what you should be in. Lamar Jackson edit. Someone record this shit. What was I saying? You should spend your life constantly in progression, right? Constantly towards the most actualized version of yourself. But how do you fucking do that, right? The question is also, how do you not do that? Like, as a grown-ass man, how are you not constantly in progression? Because me personally, that shit feels like death. You know what I mean? I can't imagine, right? I've spoken to my boys about this, spoken to Nelson, people of this nature, about how do you live, right? Not in progression of something, not actually towards a worthy ideal. I cannot do it, right? And it's very simple, right? Because a lot of people, I would say majority of people, they flow through life like a leaf in the wind. It's just like, they're just floating through it. And I'm guilty of it. I didn't actually lock in until I was 22. This being said, though, that unintentional way of living life, potentially one of the worst things you could do. Potentially worse than being like Dylan Marley ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? So, the first step before you do anything is become intentional, right? If you're floating through life like a leaf in the wind, the very first thing you need to do is sit the fuck down, figure out what the fuck it is that you actually want from life, and become intentional for the first time ever in your life, because you've not done that before. Why have you not done that before? Unless you're Noel Kala Jamala, you've probably done it, right? But for most people watching this live right now, all 9 of you, I've got fucking no motion. I got literally zero motion. You're just floating through life like a leaf in the wind. So you need to sit the fuck down, and it's literally just as simple as this. Goal at the top of the, oh, you guys got it. Or vision. And then you just write down what the fuck you want your life to look like. This is literally what it looked like for me. Goal, I just wrote down, what do I want my life to look like? I want to exactly how much money I was making, exactly where I lived, all that different shit, and casted a vision for where I wanted to be in life. And then, lo and behold, a year later, I had that shit, right? But most people never even do this. They never even sit down and go, what do I want my life to look like? Like, what do I actually want from this shit? So that's the first step. Once you have that, then you got to realize the thing that's going to get you to that vision, whatever it may be. It could be fucking anything. The very first thing that we need to realize that we can't do, right? Number one thing we can't do is trade. Matter of fact, we're upgrading in a bit. We can't be fucking around on that Google document shit. I need something more beautiful than that. Oh my god, I'm leaking all my method right now. I'm just leaking method everywhere. Bear with me, guys. Fucking hell, like, you're so impatient and shit. You dopamine goblins. Fucking lock in. Alright. Where was I? Number one thing you can't do. Give me that fucking pen. Can't do is trade your time. Trade your time for what? Someone in the comments, let me know, what is the number one thing that you can't do? What can you not trade your time for? Come on, boys. Are we locked in? Someone give me an answer in this shit. This shit is mad delayed as well, by the way. So, like, you leave a comment. If you leave a comment, I'm not going to respond to that shit for, like, ages. But I need an answer to this question. Fuck! Can we get... Yes! Of course, my boy Noel. We can't trade our time for money because how the fuck are you going to get rich if you're trading the most valuable thing that you have, right? The most valuable thing that you have for money. It doesn't work. And guess what you're doing right now? If you're working a job, what are you doing? Trading your time for money. Bomboclat! Alright, can't do that. So, the question then becomes, what the fuck do we trade for money? Yo, that is a good point. What is up, chat? Oh, you guys are actually my chat right now. That's fucking crazy. I got a chat. What's up, chat? All right, I'm gonna walk around saying that shit now. Okay, where was I? Can't trade our time for money. We can't trade our time for money. So what the fuck do we trade for money? What do we trade for money, cuz? There's a few things that we can trade for money. There's physical products. There is digital products. And there is services. Right? 3 things that we can trade for money. Now, which one of these do you guys think we're going to keep, and which one of these do you guys think we are going to eliminate? So, if we can't trade our time for money, we have to trade either a physical product, a digital product, or a service. So, let's look at these in order, right? A physical product, we can sell a bunch of fucking products from China, get them bitches out, profit, mark up that bitch, and make profit. So this is an option. Digital products, we can sell them infinite amount of times. Cost no money to set up, really, 100% profit margins. Physical, potentially has to go. But let's talk about services, right? Because what is services? Services is delivering a service in exchange for money, right? But what is a service? Service could be something like SMMA, building a website, being an agency. It could be like fixing windows or cleaning windows or any type of shit like that, right? But the issue with services is they take what? They take time, so get the fuck out of here, services. We're not doing that, right? So then our option becomes physical products or digital products. And we all know what is better out of those two. It's going to be digital products. Why? Because digital products, you have 80 to 100% profit margins. You can sell them infinite times. They can get fulfilled instantly. You don't need to have a fucking sweatshop in China is basically what I'm saying. That's the benefit to selling digital products, right? And that is something like info, coaching, consulting, mentorship. And that is pretty much what I would suggest all of you guys do. Now, in order to do this, what do we need? We need one. I'm going to go over the 3 essential skills, or 2. 3, 2. We'll figure it out. The number 1 essential skill, get your pen and paper and write this shit down. Noel, you already know this shit. You don't need to fucking do it, bro. Everyone else, pen, paper, notes, please. Grazie. Grazie. First thing, the number 1 essential skill that we need is the ability to... The ability to what? The ability to what? The ability to sell. The number one essential skill to life is the ability to sell. Why? Because of what we just covered, right? The reason the number one essential skill to life is the ability to sell is because it doesn't matter if you do a physical product. It doesn't matter if you do a digital product. It doesn't matter if you have a service. All of these require you to have the ability to sell. Grazie. So, with this being said, my friend, yo, Marcel, I got a question. Do you place on setting offers for free? I mean, pretty much every offer that you're going to get on is going to be free. No one really charges for you to actually get onto an offer, right? If someone's like, yo, pay me and I'll get you onto an offer, it's not really making sense, right? Because how this stuff works is if you're trained and you're experienced, you're the one with the value to provide, right? They need your sales ability, so they're going to hire you just because you're a good sales rep. The question is, if you're not on offer, why is that? It's probably because you're not experienced enough, you're not trained enough, or you're not competent enough, and you're not well connected enough. Now, when it comes to those things, you're not going to get those things for free, right? So if you're not getting hired because you're inexperienced, you should probably get some experience. If you're not getting hired because you're not connected, you should probably get some connections, right? So it really depends if you have experience or not. You let me know if you've got experience or if you don't, and I'll advise you on the right path, all right? Good afternoon, good evening, and God bless, guys. If you're just tuning in, bomba clad. We're covering the three essential skills to life. So the first one being the ability to sell, all right? So the ability to sell. The second essential skill would be the ability to market, right? The ability to get eyeballs on whatever it is that you're selling. Yeah. Because these two go hand in hand. This is what I try to explain to everyone. Everyone's like, oh, sales. Everyone's like, oh, no, marketing, sales, marketing. And they're fighting over which one's better. Excuse me. Do you guys realize that without something to sell, there would be nothing to market? And without the ability to sell it, you wouldn't be able to market it. You know what I mean? So the two coexist, right? So you got to sit there and you got to genuinely ask yourself, like, am I going to keep being fucking retarded, or am I going to go out of my way, spend the next year just obsessing over how to sell and how to market, and to just set myself up for long-term success? Because it's very, very, very easy. Not easy, but very simple. Like, there's two fucking skills you need to succeed in business. You need eyeballs and you need the ability to sell to those eyeballs. If you have those two things, you're going to print. I've done DM sending for 2 months prior, and it was all outbound. And then I've done cold calling for 2 weeks for a construction biz. Now I'm looking for inbound offers. So if you don't have industry-specific training, it's going to be very difficult for you to get a role. I just suggest you doing what I did, which was actually investing in a network and a community where I could get sales training. You could also have then the connections to get a role. There's so many out there. There's stuff like Deal Fuel where you can join. That's for experienced people. So if you don't have experience as like an inbound high ticket closer, I would suggest getting trained and then also joining something where you get the connections for that as well. If you're wanting to do it for free, it can be very difficult. So I would probably just maybe go into something like Deal Fuel and see how you go. But typically that's for people that have experience. But it sounds like you're a little bit, so I don't know. But best of luck with it. But that was pretty much it. The ability to sell, the ability to market. You can synthesize those two things together and you can really sell your knowledge on whatever it may be. Like, I got homies that are fitness coaches. Big Fluck in the building. Do you understand? So I got plenty of fitness coach homies. They sell their knowledge on fitness, right? I got plenty of homies who are actually competent at sales. They sell their knowledge on sales, right? The number one most scalable business is TJR. Oh, trading. He sells knowledge. Brez, freelance brand scaling. He sells knowledge. He makes more money with that. Eman was like the first guy to do it. SMMA. He made money with his knowledge on SMMA. So you got to sit there and ask yourself, I can clearly analyze and see where the trajectory of the world is going. It's very simple. It's a very simple calculation you need to make is, okay, I know that everyone is selling their knowledge and that's how everyone is getting fucking rich now. For me to get rich, all I realistically need to do is master some sort of skill, have knowledge in some sort of area, learn how to sell, develop the ability to market, and I'm going to get fucking rich. It's that simple, Kaz. So, yeah, shout out all my tokos. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I've only got 7 concurrent viewers in here, and it's making me very upset. So, good afternoon, good evening, and God bless. I love you guys, and sweet dreams.